Hello everyone, my name's Dr. Margaret Heffernan and I'm the Program Manager of the Bachelor of Business Management degree at RMIT University. Today I'm going to hopefully inspire you to join us at RMIT for your studies. I always say to new students, RMIT, the only place to be. And I'm going to share with you some information about several things. Firstly, the key features of the Bachelor of Business Management, how we connect you with integrating your learning for the workplace, how we connect you with industry while you're studying, so by the time you graduate, you have a toolbox of skills that employers want. Really useful outcomes we've found. Our programs are world-renowned and allow students to work across a variety of disciplines such as marketing, accountancy, human resource management, international business to replicate what you'll experience in the real world and essentially to give you the best start to your career. At RMIT, we're committed to supporting Indigenous peoples' reconciliation. So before I start sharing with you information about the program, I'd like to acknowledge the people of the Woiwurrung and Boonwurrung language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nations, on whose unceded lands we conduct the business of the university. RMIT respectfully acknowledges their ancestors and elders, past, present and emerging. And while we conduct our work remotely, I want to pay my respect for the wider unceded lands of this nation. So now for a few minutes, let's explore the fundamentals of the Bachelor of Business Management degree. So during your studies, you're going to learn how to lead teams, deal with complex issues and make business decisions. And the degree is informed by research and industry partners. It's basically centred on integrating contemporary approaches to leadership, strategic management, sustainability and diversity so we can cultivate in you skills that are in high demand by industry. We also hope that you'll gain vital skills including strategic thinking, which our industry partners says is absolutely vital for today's volatile environments. We also want ethical and socially responsible decision-making skills built in you. Managing innovation, because that's what's going to stimulate our future in your careers. And of course, effectively managing people through change, which is a constant in our lives now. And managing in cross-cultural environments, because as you know, around the world, we're globally diverse on every characteristic. And you can see on the slide in the right-hand box that we're actually number 55 in the world for graduate employment. We're also number 60 in the world for partnerships with employers. And we're in the top 150 in the world for business and management studies. And we take pride in these impressive rankings when you consider the number of universities globally. This slide's got a lot of information on it, so I'm going to quickly summarise it for you. And these are the various pathways that you can come into the degree. Now, many of you have come from different institutions, different types of schooling and whatever. And you can see there our website, pathways.rmit.edu.au, and please explore all your study options with us. So, for example, if we look at the left-hand column on the pathway program, you can see there are various diploma, associate degrees, advanced diplomas, diplomas of international business, information technology, just to name a few. The second column then explains the duration of the pathway program. And as you can see there, it varies from 1 year to 1.5 years to 2 years. The third column then gives you information on how much more time do you spend to complete your degree. So what's the additional duration? And again, you can see depending on the pathway program that you're entering in, that it comes from 1 year to 2 years extra study. And then the final column is the total duration of your studies. So that combined, you can see it varies between 3 years, 3.5 years to 4 years. But I consider whatever pathway you take, it's going to be a fantastic investment of your time. Let's look more deeply now at our course structure. So as you can see on the left-hand column, you will progress through three main pathways. So we have the Business Common Core, which comprises 8 core subjects that are common to the degree. You will then, from those courses, have a better idea of what you might want to do your discipline major in. And you can see there that in this degree then you will do a further 4 courses at second year and then finish up with 4 courses in your final year. We also give you flexible options because we know that everyone has particular preferences and career plans in mind. So your options are that you can do a second business major, or you might like to study 2 minors, or you might like to do 1 minor and 4 electives. So this is just an example of the program structure, and please be mindful that our courses may change and may not be available at each semester. But at the time of recording this gives you an idea of the sense of options. But again, that if you are querying about the best structure of your course for you, please do reach out to the university. We have loads of staff here that can help explain this in more detail. So let's talk briefly about our industry connections. As you saw on the course structure, in our discipline major, you're exposed to courses such as organisation analysis, strategic management. In your Common Core, it's in marketing, it's in economics, it's in information systems, it's in accountancy, and it's also in law. So our industry connections are from all these range of disciplines, and we have very extensive what we call industry engagement. And as you can read here on these 5 dot points, that working on industry projects in what we call work integrated learning. So we have courses such in the final year as management in practice. And clients from industry and a range of organisations work with you to be able to apply everything you've learnt over the course of your degree. And as students' feedback routinely is, it's just the most amazing experience to be able to have that real-time contact with actual clients out there. And for many of our students who've done impressive presentations, it's actually gone on to lead to internships and graduate employment. So this is a great opportunity. We also have, and I know you all love travel, I love travel, you'll be able to have overseas work placements as well as local work placements, and they're both paid and unpaid. I really wish I was a student again to be able to take these opportunities. You're also going to be working a lot in teams and groups because that's skills that industry is really looking for. And there's a particular program that I think is one of the best entrepreneurial programs I've ever seen, and you'll be working in a student team as part of what we call the Fast Track Innovation Program. This is an elective, but I'd really encourage you to do this because you're going to be working with mentors to, again, develop and present solutions to real-world problems. We also have electives called Business Internship, and here you'll be taking up a position for 1 or 2 days a week for a whole semester. And again, this is an internship and giving you that exposure to apply what you've been studying. And finally, there's heaps of opportunities to be mentored by industry professionals. And so as you can see on the right-hand column, again, this is where we rank against other places, that we're number 4 in Australia for our partnership with employers. We're number 5 for the graduate employment rate in Australia as a result of these industry connections. And in 2009, our students were really busy. They undertook 11,698 work-integrated learning placements. So industry partners. So here's just an example of our industry partners. As you can see, broad range. We have Ernst & Young, IKEA, Tonic 15, Metro, Arcadin Collaboration Services, Luminary, NDIS, ANZ, Luminac, DHL, and others are constantly wanting to come on board. So here's just 2 examples of what's been happening this year. So in semester 1, our students had the opportunity to work with Ernst & Young, which, as you know, is one of Australia's top 4 accounting and professional service companies, and all the while working virtually and digitally. But they said the learning outcomes were still as great as if they'd been working face-to-face because of the intense engagement with that company. In semester 2, our students are going to be working with Metro Trains to develop management solutions within the Metro Tunnel project, which, as you know, is one of the largest infrastructure projects in Victoria. And so these learning opportunities allow students to not only apply their knowledge, but they're dealing with practical problems that the companies have identified. The students then do a presentation to these companies on what are their solutions. And as I said earlier, often this can lead to ongoing internships or work placements. So it's a really fantastic part of our degree. I mentioned earlier about the opportunities overseas. Just have a look at this. 215 universities around the world for you to choose if you want to go and have a study semester or part of your degree over there. And we've got very solid partnerships, as you can see, in North America, Canada, Mexico, the United States, for example, and then South America, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, South Africa, 21 across the whole of Europe, 12 in Asia, from China through to India, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Vietnam, and so on. And then in Oceania, a bit closer to home, New Caledonia and New Zealand. And I'd really encourage you, when you come to study with us, to think about taking these global opportunities, because employers now expect you to have high levels of global awareness, of high levels of cultural awareness. And how better to show that when you're a graduate, to say, look, I actually went and lived over there. I developed some new languages. I'm now culturally aware of, that particular region and country. And we find that our graduates who are our ambassadors through this opportunity just have the best career opportunities. So our graduates have also found employment across a diverse range of professional, commercial, industrial, and also not-for-profit organisations. And as you can read here, various roles, particularly organisational strategy and innovation, occupational health and safety, international development, coordination and advice, public infrastructure administration, and policy advocacy and social assistance. But this is just a small snapshot of the career outcomes for you. And we credit this to the really rich, diverse range of our courses that we deliver with you, that you experience across multiple disciplines, combined with all the extracurricular opportunities that are also available on campus. We have also got a careers centre here at RMIT that will give you advice on your jobs and your internships and your between semester employment and things like that. So what we're really committed to do is going, right back to developing that cultivated mind and skilled hand so you can get out there and just have the best career possible. So I'm hoping by now you're really eager for this presentation to finish and get to that computer and lodge your entry application. So what are the requirements? Well, you can see on this slide we have different requirements for both domestic and what international students. So for domestic, ATAR at the moment is 67.85. That is for Year 12 applicants. But the selection criteria is that minimum of Australian Year 12 or equivalent. You have to have Units 3 and 4 with a study score of at least 30 in English, your EAL, or at least 25 in English other than EAL. You may be eligible for adjustment factors which will be applied to your selection rank. And again, we have lots of information on the RMIT website and specialist staff that are happy to talk about that with you. For international students and general admission, again, we're looking for Australian Year 12 or equivalent secondary school qualification with a minimum 65% average. And there could be other equivalent qualifications which include completion of the RMIT Foundation Studies program or recognised post-secondary diploma in the relevant discipline with the required grade. So I encourage you to go back to that earlier information on the program pathways, because again, your admissions may also be influenced by that. You can see here that a prerequisite for international students is English language requirements, and you have to complete one of the English proficiency tests such as IELTS, TOEFL, the Pearson Test of English and Cambridge English. And so on the program page you'll see the minimum scores required for all of that. And for full entry requirements, including non-Year 12, please go to the RMIT website and there's heaps of information there that will help. So 2021, what are some important dates? So the orientation is always on the 22nd to 26th of February. Our classes begin on the 1st of March for the first semester. And the last day to enrol for semester 1 is 8th of March. Please review the program information on the website. Please contact us if we can help in any way. But we really hope that this summary of the program has given you sufficient information to start making that all-important decision. Thank you for taking the time to learn about our globally recognised programs. And as you've heard, we're very big on application. Have you ever Googled the RMIT motto? I want you to take a few moments to read about our history. So RMIT was established in 1987, 133 years ago, as a working man's college. And its motto is Peritus Manus Exalta Culta, which we still use today, and it means skilled hand, cultivated mind. And that's what we want for you, that you're applying what you learn for real world scenarios. So for more information on these programs, be sure to check the program information website available on our website. And of course, any of the staff in the School of Management are very happy to take your queries at any time. So RMIT, it's the place to be.